All right, welcome back to the Beast Game Podcast, and this is going to be a review for Christopher Robin, which is based off of Winnie the Pooh. So it's pulling from the series of movies where Disney's reaching into their catalog of cartoons and turning those into live-action movies. It's directed by Mark Forster. One of the worst movies that he's known for is Quantum of Solace, which is the worst out of the more recent James Bond movies. But he's also known for Monsters Ball, good movie. The Kite Runner, good movie. World War Z, good movie. And also Finding Neverland is written by Alex Ross Perry, Tom McCarthy, and Alison Schroeder. And it stars Ewan McGregor as Christopher Robin, Haley Atwell, and Bronte Carmichael. And the synopsis is, a working-class family man, Christopher Robin, encounters his childhood friend, Winnie the Pooh, who helps him rediscover the joy of life. So it starts off with Christopher Robin. It's set in the 1920s, 30s. It shows him as a kid. He has already met Winnie the Pooh at this point. He's asked to go to a boarding school, so Winnie the Pooh and the other characters have a going-away party. After he comes back, his father dies. Once his father dies, he grows up quickly, emotionally and physically, as far as the movie's concerned. So he forgets about Winnie the Pooh. Then it shows him going to World War II, him meeting his wife, him having his child. Then he's just a working man. He works at a luggage factory, and he's a family man at this point. The house that he grew up in is now a vacation home for him that he never has a chance to go to because he's always working. Before his wife and his daughter leave to go to the vacation house, his daughter finds some drawings of Winnie the Pooh and asks Christopher Robbins, her dad, about, oh, what is this? And it's just like, oh, well, these are my friends. And she gets somewhat kind of inspired by that. He's a higher up at the luggage factory. He's asked to make some cuts, and his boss asked him to work the weekend. That same weekend, his wife wants to go to the vacation house, the house that Christopher Robin grew up in. Christopher Robin just doesn't have any time for anything else. He is only focused on work and trying to provide for his family. His wife gets upset at him because he's always working, but he wants to try to keep the company afloat to make sure he's the person that can produce for his family. His wife and his daughter go to the cottage house. Christopher Robin doesn't make it. And for one reason or another, Winnie the Pooh wakes up very sad, and he's trying to find all of his friends. For one reason or another, he can't find his friends, but he walks to a tree. That tree leads him directly to Christopher Robin. That's kind of where we'll stop. Again, because Christopher Robin is a working man, that there's a little bit of forced drama between him and his wife that I didn't like that. I thought that Ewan McGregor and Haley Atwell did a very good job. Ewan McGregor's asked to do a lot just because he is now the embodiment of Christopher Robin. So the arc of the movie is Winnie the Pooh finding Christopher Robin's, trying to show him that life can be fun. You don't have to work all the time. You can also play, become a kid again. He's lost his free-spiritedness. The movie has a very deliberate tone. 2/3 of the movie is very sad. It's very, everyone's talking like this the whole time. Aside from a couple other characters that maybe don't speak in that tone, it's not very funny. There's not a lot of jokes. If you've seen Pete's Dragon, which is also another one of the Disney live action, formerly cartoon movies, it's less funny than that. Not to use that as a negative, but it could have used a little bit more humor. And then the third act, which then becomes, hey, well, the Muppets need to go into the city. In this case, Winnie the Pooh. And it becomes that. That is just run of the mill, because there's a lot of movies that have done that. It's like, oh, well, did you see that talk? No, I didn't see that talk. You must be crazy. It's a lot of that towards the later third of the movie. But I think the cinematography is done well. Based off of the writing, there's a specific way that the line is delivered. It tries to be cheeky British humor, but it doesn't really do it well. As a score, I'm going to give this a 6. I think out of the live action Disney movies, I think this one and Beauty and the Beast are on the same level, but I would put The Jungle Book first, then Pete's Dragon, maybe this before Beauty and the Beast. This movie, it's a decent family movie, but there's not much there. Some of it is about finding yourself and finding happiness and connecting with your family and remembering what's important. That's fine, but this the later third of the movie just becomes any other kids movie where the characters show up in the city. And that's the later third of the movie. The CG's done well. Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore, Piglet, all those characters look fine. And they are believable in the real world that they asked to perform in. Again, it's just the tone of the movie for me is just so sad. It's really up until Ewan McGregor's character, Christopher Robin, finally begins to find himself where the movie and the tone changes, but don't see it as an improvement. And that's Beast Game Podcast.